Good morning, everybody. This is for my specific journey and possibly somebody else's to their higher self. Um, and today we are going to talk about shadow work. I know there's some people that can incorporate shadow work and tarot at once to see where you specifically are at on this journey. Again, the amethyst rose name, I channeled it a while ago. I channeled it years and years and years ago. Didn't know what it meant, but now I do. So, I have done some shadow work myself. Everybody does shadow work differently. There's not like a specific way to do it. For everybody, it's different. Some people journal it. Some people write it and burn it, or do whatever, cut it up, do whatever to it. Whatever's safe for them to do it specifically for their journey. Plus, I have been watching Dawn of a New Earth with Morg lately, trying to keep up, and the tarot portion was quite interesting. I will see if I can tag that here if I can. But that has been helpful. I don't it's not a religion to me, it's just a guide. So I don't put a label on my spiritual growth or my belief systems because I don't like labels for that kind of stuff. My own spiritual journey is my own. Everybody, like I said, everybody goes about it differently. I will try to pull some cards at the end of the video to see what's going on there. Anyway, so I think shadow work is a good place to begin today. Now, like I said, everybody does it different. For me, I use music. Different types of music brings up different emotional things, good, bad, or indifferent. Now, I don't always cry when it comes to music, but it allows me to remember, and then once its song ends, that emotional tie that belonged to that music that was negative is no longer. I can listen to that song again later, and it doesn't have the same effect anymore. It depends on the song. There are some songs out there that will make me cry because, but it's very rare. Most of the time, like if I'm sad, I'll play upbeat music just to get myself out of that. Or I will look for the song that's currently in my head that's making me sad, play it, get it out of my system, and then play something happy after that. I do journal a little bit. Yesterday I was journaling and putting stickers in some stickers. I was putting stickers in my journal last night, or in one of them. So that, that was, and with each sticker, I noticed a different meaning for me for that specific sticker that I was putting in there. In letting go of something different. Another thing that I've been doing, because I've been drinking tea at night before bed, either I'm saying what my intentions of that tea are going to be, or I'm telling it that I'm letting go of something, and by the time the liquid is gone, that intention or that negative thing is gone. I'm just trying different things. Some people may not agree with that, and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm not drinking coffee. I'm out of coffee, so I'm drinking cocoa instead. But anyway, so like I said, everybody's journey to whatever is different. Their journey to their higher selves is different. Now, mine is kind of all over the map, because some things I think of in logic terms, other things I think of in emotional terms. There are times when my ego can get the best of me. There's times when it doesn't. So I'm still learning to balance, especially with the ego, trying to balance when it's okay to explode and when it's not. Because as a Taurus, I have a very long fuse when it comes to some things, but a very short fuse when it comes to other things. So I'm still working on that specific thing. I am. I've always been balanced when it comes to my masculine and feminine energies. I'm not a tomboy, and I'm not a girly girl. Okay, I'm like somewhere not. I'm somewhere in the middle. Most of you notice I don't always wear makeup. I don't always do my nails. I've only been doing my nails for a little bit now. Normally I don't, other than like trimming them back and things like that. But normally I don't. Why? It's just not who I am most of the time. I do wear like makeup once in a while, like if I'm going somewhere specific where I feel like it needs to be done. But other than that, my skincare is usually washing my face in the morning with soap, or which some people say that's bad, but that's the way I do it. And then I have a face wash stuff that I use at night. So my self-care is taking time for myself, mostly when William isn't here, and either watching something that I resonate with, on YouTube. There's a lot of things that I've given up. I've given up watching soap operas. I have given up, and the reason I did that is because, not just because one of my favorite actresses basically got killed off a show, but the fake drama, they intensify the drama so much that, and the writers in these shows are so extreme one way or the other nowadays that I just can't watch it anymore. I don't watch sports. I never really could get into sports. That's just not, you know. So I didn't watch the Olympics when it was on last year. Um, I um, I do things for you guys, okay, and I also do things for myself. Um, as you've noticed, I've started wearing jewelry. Um, I used to wear jewelry all the time as a kid, at least the earrings. Um, but now, as I'm getting older, I'm still balanced where I can still go outside and hang out with the guys and have a beer um, if I really, really want one. Or I can just chill out, wear a dress, and I can either be comfy in comfy clothes or I can wear a dress and still be comfy. Um, I am all about the comfort, like a dude would be. I'm all about being comfy. I don't like things that are like. So a lot of times you notice I wear shirts that are or dresses that are high up like this for the most part. There are a few shirts that are lower down, but and I don't mind that as long as it's not showing everything. It's just part of um, I think part of my journey also is the fact that um, there are um, a lot of times I do, okay, like lead with my emotions or with my intuition, which could be wrong sometimes. You have to remember that sometimes logic is, in some cases, is better because if you lead with your emotions or your intuition, sometimes your intuition can be wrong. So people have to take that into consideration. I think a lot of people that lead strictly with their logic instead of their emotions, sometimes they can be wrong too. Um, because they don't have that balance. Um, I and a lot of people have to learn also that um, if you don't have the balance of that, that is a good way to do your shadow work. If that's the main thing. Um, Also, shadow work is good for looking inside yourself if you've had um, a nasty breakup. Okay, if you've had a really nasty breakup or a really nasty divorce or this, that, or the other, okay? And looking at both sides, okay? I know that's hard for a lot of, especially, that's hard for a lot of people to do. But it takes two to tango, okay? So, um, in most cases, okay? So you got to look at how you both fucked up. Excuse my language, but that's the way you got to look at it. How did you both mess up so badly and drift so far apart? And is there a way to fix it, or is it better off at whatever junction you're at to just let it go? Leave it alone. Case in point, my ex-husband and I, we both messed up. I'm not gonna go into how we both messed up or anything like that because that's nobody's business, but we did. And we grew apart so much that it was better just to walk away from the situation. Walk away. And because toward the end we were arguing more than we were anything else. Um so and I didn't want and neither one of us wanted our son to see that. So we chose, in the end, mutually to divorce. There was people that tried to talk us out of it, thought we could fix it, but there really wasn't any way to actually fix it. So we just, my ears ringing. Anyway, so um, that's part of the shadow work. Knowing that you too are part of the problem, and looking within your own shadows inside yourself that you don't want to look at, and facing them, and saying, I need to incorporate my shadow self with my light for balance, so that going forward it'll open myself up to more of who I really am as a person, as a spark of the Most High and other things. Okay. Another thing you can do, and I did this a while ago, is look at if you had a rough childhood and you had parents that in your gut didn't want children at all, or didn't want you specifically, or whatever. As a child, that's hard, because you intentionally sometimes push your parents' buttons, but in other ways, the parent is, I think, because you took away their fun. You took away this, that, or the other that they were working on, or financially they were struggling and didn't know how to handle that. It could have been anything. Now, with the way I perceive it for myself, I honestly don't think my mother wanted children, period, unless it was a boy. Just my opinion. And there is one other that does share this specific opinion. But the reason I say that is not only because she was actively taking birth control, and in the 70s, birth control was not like what it is now. It was more dangerous. And she would have given me up if she could have, I think. But the person that wanted me, she didn't like the family very much. Or specifically my dad, she didn't like. So that wasn't going to happen. Now, I've gone into that specifically on a different video. So if you want to go back and look at those, you're welcome to do so. But I know growing up, I'm pretty sure I still pushed some buttons, okay? And she wasn't really raised all that well either. And instead of breaking that cycle, she carried that cycle over. That's just my opinion. I mean, I could be wrong. Now, I have recently, or at least I have the last full moon, I did release that. So that has now been released and dealt with. So I honestly think that shadow work true, honest shadow work is never fully done. We're human. We make mistakes. We're stuck in a meat suit, right? We're gonna mess up. Everybody does. Everybody messes up on your journey. Okay, so take your time and recognize the mistakes in this shadow work that you are doing and be okay with it. I'm pretty sure I have made mistakes on this shadow work journey to my higher self but I know I have. If you make a mistake, the worst thing you could ever do is ignore the fact that you made that mistake. Own up to it. Fix it. If there's any way to fix it. So that's my suggestions. Like I said, everybody does shadow work differently. Now you can listen to other people's suggestions on how they proceed, how doing their shadow work. They might suggest you do the same. However, it doesn't work the same way for every single person. So, yeah. Anyways, so let's do some cards and see what's going on. So, we're just going to use this deck. When I do cards for you guys, I don't use the blue deck. I guess I could too if I wanted to, but that's an oracle deck. So let's see. And Little Sage, she hasn't been catching up because she hasn't been feeling good. And she had surgery over the weekend. So I don't know when she's going to be able to do her videos. So they're talking about a lot of stuff today, huh? And these are all facing me, so this is all pertaining to my journey. Not necessarily yours. It could be yours too. But oh, okay. Never mind. Okay, so you have the Two of Swords in reverse. You are starting to wake up and break free of this, what everybody's calling the Matrix. Everybody's there's a lot of people that are starting to wake up and break free of the Matrix and the, excuse my French, bullfuckery going on. You have some heartache here. With the Five of Cups, you do still have some heartache somewhere that you need to do shadow work for. Whatever that may be for you. You have the Knight of Swords saying, hey, I will help you and help you do that shadow work if the offer's there for me to do it for you. You have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. So some of you may need a psychiatrist, or if you can't get a psychiatrist, somebody that's been a psychologist maybe that can do it pro bono, that can help you. Then you have the Lover's card out here. Lovers deal in unity. Your higher male, I can't show the card because they're naked, but as you see that there's an angel above them on this. So find your yin and your yang, your male and female connection. Okay, and learn to love yourself inside is what it's telling you to do. Love your inner self, both light and dark, the male and the female, both. And that is you need to do that in order to. Then you have Ace of Swords. So use your logic. You're not using your logic. You're using your emotions mostly. And you're not even using your intuition really. But you're not using your logic at all. But you need to start balancing your intuition and your emotions with your logic a little more. Go outside and ground yourself if you need to. Okay, go out and ground yourself. Go outside, go put your feet in the dirt, put one foot in the water, one foot in the dirt, switch them out, go in and go get some vitamins, go out in the elements, okay? Go out, enjoy whatever, okay? You got the Emperor out here telling you you're a little off balance. You're still a little off balance. You're not you're not even with yourself. Okay? And you have the Four of Swords out here. Again, you're not using your logic. You're not using your logic side of your brain at all. So if those of you that have subscribed to this channel, that is, I'm going to give you homework. And that homework is, if you have a tarot deck, okay, if you have a tarot deck, use the tarot deck and ask specifically where you need to do your shadow work. Okay, it looks like for a lot of people, you're not balancing logic and intuition. You're not balancing emotion, basically emotion and intuition with logic. You're not balancing it. It's skewed. So I know I have that issue every once in a while, so this is not just speaking to you guys, it's speaking to me as well. So that is your homework for the week. Yeah, I love you all. I need to go get some food in my stomach, and I will see you all later. Love you, people. Love y'all. Amethyst out. Peace.